Hey there. I wanted to tell you guys something amazing. We are literally at the end of the modern era, the beginning of the automation era. Today's the day Waymo launched their self driving cars. They might be like, whoa, well, what does that matter? The significance of that cannot be understated. You don't understand. Because right now there's a cost to every item you buy, including from transportation to everything. Like literally, the cost to ship things from point A to point B is the biggest expense. And the biggest cost in that is humans. Once you take humans out of the picture and the instant drive 24/7, you have the ability to transport goods over double the distance. Keep in mind, in the U.S., truck drivers can only drive 8 hours a day. But Waymo today, and it's, what is the date today? 2018. This is gonna be a day that everybody looks back to in history and is going to be like, wow, that's when it all started. Basically, today what happened is Waymo, a subsidiary company of Alphabet. Now, Alphabet's a company that is Alphabet's Google, is the best way to put it. They launched self-driving cars in Phoenix, Arizona, like in a service called Waymo One. Now, what Waymo One does is it's a rideshare service like Lyft or Uber, but the big difference is it's not driven by a person; it drives itself. Now, for legal purposes, right now they have a person in the car in front of the wheel, but that person does nothing, and they're instructed to do nothing except in the case of an accident. And Waymo has an accident approximately every 1 million miles, whereas Lexus has an accident every 50,000 miles. So you have a little bit of a gigantic thing. Like all the other companies aren't even close. But the significance of it is they launched it. And you're like, oh, well, whatever. They were going to launch this for a long time. But the significance of that means they're so far ahead of schedule than everyone else thought they were. Because the moment they launch it, they start gathering data. And the moment they start gathering data, they're also building public trust and public confidence. It's not long until they're going to take the things out of the cars, the people out of the cars, so just going to be people driving people around. But it's not long after that, truck driving is going to be gone. And instead, you're going to have AIs transporting things from point A to point B. You're going to have everything cost less than Walmart. Like, because the cost to bring things from point A to point B is much lower. The cost to manufacture will also be much lower. Once you have self-driving cars, you're next going to have self-driving ships. And self-driving airplanes are almost the thing already because you just have less things to crash into. So the thing is, this is the very first step in many. Like, you're going to be like, oh, well, Amazon was already planning on delivering packages to people. This is going to open up the gateway to that. Because people will first see that self-driving cars can be trusted. Google's the only one I'd really trust my life with. Like, Lexus already killed someone. Google's gone millions and millions of miles without hitting anything. Like, keep in mind, the average person drives, 30,000 miles or 40,000 miles before they crash. So this is insane. So the significance of this is, today is the day that all that starts. It starts with people. People getting moved from point A to point B. And it starts with Google shooting up, and like, because it's the National Mourning Day of George H.W. Bush. So, like, no one's bought stock, but Alphabet tomorrow is going to skyrocket first. I mean, yeah, there's the China turmoil, but literally it's like, the best way to describe it is like, at least from a stock perspective, this is like Steve Jobs launches Apple, and everyone who gets in on the floor is rich. But the thing is, it's already at 1,050. It's going to be, I mean, I would be very surprised if Google doesn't become number one company just like that, or Alphabet, rather. It's crazy. Like, the significance isn't the self-driving cars itself. Like, I don't think people are going to own cars in 5 years, 10 years. I think it's just going to be Waymo cars drive around. You pay like $1 to get from point A to point B, 20-minute drive. Poof. I think everyone will drive everywhere faster once cars are fully automated as well. I think trucks will transport everything from point A to point B. Everything will be cheaper in terms of material costs. I think once that happens and materials start being cheaper, you start having things like AIs manufactured faster. And once you have automation, I think you'll also have drones and stuff being deployed. Like Amazon will start doing their drones. And when Amazon starts delivering things remotely, they're going to start looking at ways to do services remotely. Like, just imagine this. A Google truck, like a Waymo 5 or whatever, Waymo truck, whenever it comes out, is going to drive to your neighborhood. And that truck is going to launch drones out of the back of it, like both ground drones and flying ones. They're going to go and trim all the grass of the entire neighborhood in 2 minutes. And then they're all going to go fly back into the thing, and the thing's going to drive off and go to the next neighborhood. Now, the significance of this is that literally entire fields of business and industry are going to be wiped out. Things that used to cost $100 are going to cost $1. The things that used to cost like $5 cost nothing. People who had jobs won't have it. Honestly, my belief is that this is the very beginning of that, and it's going to spur other technologies to be created faster. I feel like a lot of people are going to be taken from these menial positions and kind of forced into different positions or under the threat of unemployment. I feel like we'll probably see basic income probably within the next 10 years as well. But I also feel that you're going to see like quantum AI and general intelligence AI be merged maybe in the next 15 years. And when that happens, the world won't even be recognizable. But if this is the very beginning. Today is the day Waymo launched, and the significance of this, I honestly can't be understated. It's insane. Anyway, hope you guys have the rest of the day, and congratulations. Like, you get to see it too, unless you die of cancer or something. Hope you don't.